Hi there, and welcome to Unions, the next generation in TrainStation 2. I'm Steve Boyko. I'm going to walk you through what is new with the Unions feature in the mobile game TrainStation 2. So there's a new map. You can see here, Union, you can see it's unlocked, and if I click on it, it'll show a winter season. So there are obviously different seasons. We are currently in the winter. Let's have a look at what's in the winter season map. So this is basically just like another region. It comes with jobs and everything. So you can see there's a bunch of maps, a bunch of roads and train tracks and so on, and there's contractors there who want you to do things. So if you click on them, say, hey there, welcome to Northwich, on the way to the North Pole, and this is a crystal manufacturer, one job out of 12, but you can see it needs 3,054 of these weird hammers. So you think 3,054, that's insane. How am I possibly going to send that? Well, the thing you have to remember is you're in a union. So everyone in your union is contributing to that 3,000 requirement. So you don't have to do it all yourself. Same thing with here. This one wants 4,260 of these, looks like ice keys. But everybody in the union is going to see that same number because they're all contributing to the same thing. So you can see that I've just started on this game in the unions, but already other people in my union have contributed towards this. So we all benefit. So that's great. Now, how do I send something to there? Because I have none of these keys. Where do I get them from? Well, here you go into your union thing here, and on the bottom you have your normal chat and shop, but you also have jobs and trade center. So the jobs are basically what we saw on the map. So these are the jobs and what they require, and I have none of any of these. But then you go to the trade center, and this is where you get the stuff that you need to ship. So it resets every 8 hours, and basically each of these categories, each of these things you want, there are regular materials that you can exchange for the material for the union map. So for example, here for this brush, I can exchange 189 iron ore. I can exchange 89 lumber. I can exchange 131 chairs. I have not enough of any of those. But here, for example, under the hammer, I can exchange chairs for hammers. So if I do that, I now have hammers, and that thing resets. I can watch an ad to have it come back right away, or in an hour it'll come back with another prompt. Same thing all the way along here. You can basically just click along here and try to find anything that you can trade for, and basically nothing. But you can see there, for example, this one here, the heavy truck, I could trade steel. That's pretty easy to get. Same thing for this copper. I can get copper. I have copper sitting in one of my factories, so that's easy enough to get some copper. And if I then go back in the union trade center, and it was here, yeah, there I can trade, and now I've got a crane. I think, yeah, the copper was also over here. So the copper is in, for example, this copper is in more than one place where you can trade it. So you kind of have to click around, and as always, it's important to have the biggest warehouse you can get, because you got to store all these things. So you got to have all these materials to exchange in trade for things like these heavy trucks or police cars or whatever. And so you got to have the regular materials, and then you got to store what you trade for. So for example, here I've got tables. I'm going to trade some tables for police cars there. And I can see here I can trade more copper. I guess copper is a hot commodity. So I will, I can't make any more right now. I'll trade some more copper and get some more of, some more of these, police cars. Now you see I actually have some police cars. I have 90 police cars. So if I go back to jobs, I can't ship any of these first two, but I could ship the last one, the central manufacturer, or I could, and then nobody's asking for police cars right now. So all I have is hammers that match. So I could ship to them. Now, one thing you'll notice on your main screen is that you have two dispatcher counts at the top left, One of them is your regular dispatchers, and the other one is your union dispatchers. So everyone has 3 union dispatchers. So when you're shipping to union jobs, you use union dispatchers. So here I click on him, and I get to use a union dispatcher. Same locomotives as you normally would use, but union dispatcher. So you can see the count at the top there. I used 2 union dispatchers, but I'm not using my regular dispatchers. So that's kind of helpful. It doesn't always use the same amount of stuff. You notice on the map here that they have these floating exclamation marks, which give you some stuff, some materials, which is helpful too. Just when you're happen to be looking at the map to collect those. Yeah, so basically at the end of you say, okay, well, that's great. I'm collecting all these things. What's the end result? Well, you see this blue icon here on the right under where it says finished. It says ends in 83 days. That's the current winter season. So if you look at the winter season, this basically is showing me there's the 4 seasons shown there, and in the winter season, it's showing you can get a season pass. I'm not going to get that. You can show you how you're doing in the competition. So my team currently is in 10th place because none of us in the were all the league competitions, the 15 unions that are fighting in this current competition. None of us have any SPs. We haven't finished any of our jobs. But if you look at the leaderboard, which is across the entire game, you can see some of these people have finished an incredible number of jobs already, which I have to say they're clearly using a lot of gems. These first 42 of them are clearly using a lot of gems to finish their jobs, because I don't think it's possible otherwise. But, good for them. If they want to use gems, have at it. I'm not going to. So in our little group of 15 here, none of our there's only actually 11 in the group. The last 4 haven't filled in yet, and none of us have finished any jobs. You can get a season pass by paying money like any other competition, and it gives you the stuff on the top. But as you complete SPs on the bottom, you're going to get all the stuff on the bottom, which includes containers, union container, or engine parts, and that kind of, or union points. And of course, you have a shop in the union area where you can buy some stuff. The shop is a little more extensive than it used to be. There's a lot more stuff, and you can also get dispatchers. And you can also buy a permanent union dispatcher. You can see here for 50 gems, you can get a permanent union dispatcher, and then that gives you an extra one, which I might consider. But I don't mind spending gems that I already have. I don't really want to spend money to buy gems to get dispatchers, but you do you when you play the game. And you can also get a union container. And what does a union container give you? Well, basically it's like any other container, except it comes from the union shop. So that's basically it. So I think the unions are a good addition to the game. It adds another dimension to it and gives you something to do between actual events. And it's also a collective thing where you don't have to carry the load yourself. Everyone shares in. So if you're part of a good union that everyone's active and playing the game, then you can do well and get some extra bonus stuff. So I'm looking forward to prospering within my union, and hope you have fun with the unions as well. Thanks for watching.